welcome to Dating and Development. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't know who I am, now you know. And no, it's not an article analysis today. We have a word from our sponsor. Thank you. So men, ladies, you might learn something from this too, but men more primarily, this video is geared to. Never take her high interest for granted. You know, I think women who show a high level of interest in you, or who are extremely feminine and make things so easy with you from the get-go, so to speak, is incredibly rare to come across. Those kind of women are incredibly rare to come across and seldom does it happen to men. For example, I was watching a video by Coach Corey Wayne on my way home from work the other day, listening to it, should I say, given the old screen review once or twice. But he was saying that women who show a high level of interest where you just click with them automatically excuse me, where you click with them automatically, where things are so easy, you think you vibe so well on a spiritual kind of emotional level, so to speak, that those kind of women you get two or three of them at least per decade, and that's about it. And that's kind of weird, because you come across other girls you are attracted to, but is it where you ever come across a girl whose your interest in is so high and it's the same for her? And when that kind of thing happens, us men can tend to screw it up because it barely happens to us, and yet we aren't fully prepared in how to deal with it. So the question is then, how do you pursue women who are very feminine and have that high level of interest in you? And the same goes for us men too, when you have the high interest in them. And the thing is that you do the exact same things as you would do all along. You can still pursue, but don't make it a case where you are way too available, if that makes sense. See, when you notice, and I noticed this experience, I had this one experience with this girl, and things didn't end well. And it still stings for a while, it honestly does. But when she had such a high level of interest in me, she pursued a lot. And typically women who have such a high level of interest in you from the get-go tend to pursue more than those whose interest you have to build over time. And the thing is, it's a bit of a paradox, because she wants to spend a lot of time with you. However, the more you make yourself available, the more her attraction will begin to decrease. It's a paradox. It's a classic women don't know what they want kind of trope. And the thing is that when you get into that sense of, having that woman with a high level of interest, is that you want to see her as much as possible from the get-go. That you want to see her perhaps a few evenings per week if you live close by, or maybe the full weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, the full 3 days, the whole 9 yards, even the first few weeks of dating or of knowing each other. You want to spend as much time as possible as you can with them. And the thing is that if you're going to see her a lot from the get-go, because you're seeing each other so much, the attraction is going to decrease from her perspective. Because you're acting too available, subconsciously communicating that, hey, this guy has nothing else going on in his life. Now me, what I used to do, or what I did now when dating other girls when things were kind of getting a bit serious, was that it'd always be a once a week job. It was always a once a week job. If things were getting serious, perhaps 2 evenings per week. But give or take, that was within a month to 2 months of dating, where the two days per week kind of came in. It's for a date, perhaps it's for other stuff, but I'm not going to go into detail in that necessarily. And one thing as well, that what men do is because they're thinking with their hearts, they're not thinking objectively about this and how to approach a woman who's so in her feminine with them, is that guys will constantly be asking for more of her time. Say, oh, I want to spend more time with you. Oh, I wish I had more time with you. You know, that's all well and good on paper, but in practicality, when actually in a proper dating scenario, that's not really feasible, to be wholly honest with you. It isn't, because if you're asking her for more of her time, that's communicating that, okay, yeah, even though I have high interest for him, does he have any other options? Does he have anything else going on? As said, you need to be the mountain. It's all well and good that you have all these high emotions, but you need to remain objective about it. It's one thing to wear your heart on a sleeve, but it's another to keep your head in the game. I hope what I'm saying is making sense so far. And even with that still, she would push more and more for time. She's like, oh, I want to see you more, when can I see you next? Hold me up this time. But you have to remember is that, as a man, you have your life's mission. And as I preach in numerous videos, and as other life coaches even would preach, your life's mission always comes first. It has to come first. If you put her second and put her before everything else, she's not going to respect you. You're pedestalizing her. That's what you don't want. You don't want that whatsoever. So if it's a case where she wants to spend more time with you, you can't drop everything you're doing just to please her. You got to keep on your own track. You have to decline her advances. Now you may be thinking, if I do this I might lose her. Okay, that's all well and good, but you have to remember, as I said, this is the whole trope of the women don't know what they want. It's the paradox. Oh yes, she wants to spend time with me, but the more time I spend with her, the more I make myself free and not put myself first. The attraction will steadily decline from her point of view. Now, always with the rule of thumb, even in this scenario when it comes to using the phone with a woman of high interest, don't be on the phone with her all the time still. Of course you can, initiate contact that small bit more, but as per usual, your texts have to be spread out, because if you reply on the dot the minute a message from her comes in, what will that communicate? What will that tell her? I had a conversation with a girl at a gym that I go to, and she's saying even she leaves her phone away for a bit, even when talking to friends, just to make her look like she's up to other stuff while she might not be. You gotta be authentically busy, as I say. It's best to be authentically busy. So if she sends you a message, leave it be for a bit. You should be busy. You should be doing your own thing. Get back to her, but obviously don't leave her for 4 days, because the attraction will go. But if there's a key point I want you to remember, apologies again, from this video, or from this podcast, or wherever you're listening to this on, is that you need to remain in an objective state of mind when it comes to emotions. And yes, you could say that's a bit contradictory, but look, even though it's good feeling these emotions, you need to keep yourself in a good place, in a place of calm and centeredness, because if you pursue too much, or you go too hard too fast with her and start messing everything up because you're getting heavily emotionally invested in her, if you're getting emotionally invested in her quite heavily, then you're going to mess things up and you'll be kicking yourself, because these kind of things do sting. And let me tell you, the sting is there. It happens. It really does. So that's all the time I have for this. So if you are all keeping well, I hope you're all keeping well. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. Look after each other and wash your hands. Until next time, talk soon.